Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and let's take a look on the horizon, see all the good stuff coming up. This is about where a title would usually go, except I don't play with that. Let's get right into this. So, I hope you guys checked out the Marvel previews. This is the War of Realms issue, because they got a whole bunch of good stuff in here. That's just, man, like, it's insanity. Grab it at the very least to get the first page up in here, well, the first inside page, where if you don't want to read my lists on the bottom of every one of the what the hell do you call it? Every one of my videos in the description box below, I put down each one of the stories in order for the War of Realms, and as I do the videos, I put the links to those videos below. You should find them in all of the videos that I do for that particular event, and that's not just for War of Realms. You'll look back and you'll notice that I've actually done that for all of the events that I've done back to, what is it, what the heck was that called? Where Captain America became evil. That one. Secret Empire. Thank you. Who, the guy in the back. Not you, move. Yeah, him. Anyway, there is a lot of stuff in here, man. Just to get into a few of them, they talk really briefly about the Young Guns, because they're coming back. But look, Hulk, Last Call. That's pretty freaking sick, man. I think this is just going to be a one-shot. That's cool, man, because it's actually going to feature Peter David and Dale Kuan getting back together again. Dale Kuan, go and check out 10 Things About Pitt, explained in a minute. Just saying. So that is just going to be amazing right there. Don't forget Ed Pisker's X-Men Grand Design. He's going to be doing another one. This one is the Extinction. Extinction. It's basically a slight rebooting, a soft reboot of the Marvel Universe, mostly featuring the X-Men, but everything around the events of the X-Men as understood by the X-Men, and it's really good. It's a soft retcon. It's all of it. All of it's just amazing stuff. Man, beautiful. There is this thing all the way in the back, Silver Surfer Black by Donny Cates. Donny Cates can be writing Silver Surfer. Last time he did that, well, he just did an awesome job. He was actually in the Thanos story, where we saw that he was the new Fallen. So, nice. Oh, and what's this on the back? We got a Black Cat story starting up, too. I'm looking forward to it, baby. So, it's not just that. You go and check out the other Endgame part of the Marvel preview, or the free previews and whatnot. There's a whole bunch of stuff, including this right here. Looks interesting. The Thanos. It's going to be a short set of stories up in here. I think it's like 5 issues or so, whatever. But this is going to be, Teenie Howard is going to be writing it. I've been looking forward to this for about a month now is when I heard about it. But what do you call it? You're going to see Thanos actually training young Gamora in this. That I'm actually really excited to see. I don't know about actually. No, I'm definitely really excited to see. And there's a bunch of cool stuff here, man. A whole bunch of cool stuff. Let's see if I can take a look online really quick. A whole bunch of stuff coming out in July. Some stuff in May, but most of the stuff is coming out in July. Excuse me. So we got Fantastic Four, Prodigal Son. Now that's Son spelled S-U-N. Now, this is going to be interesting. They're talking about introducing a brand new character. So if you guys are looking forward to, like, Major X just wasn't your style, you probably still grabbed issue number 1 just in case. You probably scored Deadpool and Spider-Man Deadpool issue number 37 just because. First cameo appearance, right? It's cool. So, what is it here? Peter David is also going to be writing this. Peter David and Francisco Mana. They're going to be in the Savage Land. They're going to be, kicking some booty, taking some names. And this is going to, just basically introduce this new character called Prodigal. Now, here's something that's interesting. I think it was issue number 82. I looked it up, briefly, just trying to remember it. I found it pretty quickly. I think it was issue number 82 of X Factor back in 1992. First appearance of Prodigal, who was also, coincidentally enough, created by Peter David. Imagine that. This is apparently an entirely different character. This character is apparently going to be a whole lot more powerful. But, that being said, I don't know, man. I think Peter David's got a thing for that word, prodigal. I don't think that word means what you think it means. Joking. So, Target Vader is a new set of stories coming out pretty soon. 6-issue limited series. Back in the 70s, there was a character named Valance. And He was a stormtrooper who got injured, and he needed some cybernetic parts. The Empire is extremely racist against everything that's not white, and on top of that, anything that's not entirely human. They're not a fan of droids. So, yeah, they want to booting him out because they don't like cybernetics on their soldiers. They got to be all natural. So, he winds up developing a huge hatred for droids and other cybernetically and other cyborgs like him. And he winds up meeting up with Luke Skywalker and hates him because he gets this really cool devotion thing back and forth with his droids. And his droids are actually willing to sacrifice themselves for him. I'm talking about C-3PO in this particular case. And that's when suddenly this guy decides he's got to recheck his life. It's, I'm telling you, man. A lot of people all like, man, I like all this SJW stuff in my comics. Oh, so you're saying you don't like comics? Because again, that was a story back in the 70s. Now, Valance was killed. I don't know if they're going to bring him back to life or not, or they're just going to go over a couple of stories where he went after Darth Vader, because this is called Target Vader. So that's not saying they're going to go to the Target stores. This guy's going after Vader. So I'm looking forward to seeing that story. That looks like it's going to be fun. And like I said, there's a lot. That's Robbie Thompson and Mark Lamming doing that. Nick Klein working on the covers there. But there's going to be a bunch of different things. Who else is doing stuff for Star Wars? Do I have that here? Yes, I do. How you doing? We got Greg Pak and Phil Noto taking over the regular Star Wars book. You remember after the release of Chuck Wendig, they had a couple intermittent writers, artists in there. It was a temporary position, you know? Well, they got the permanent now, apparently, if this works out. I don't know. Greg Pak and Phil Noto, yeah, I think they'll be okay. So we're going to have a new Star Wars, well, the same Star Wars comic book, but with new writer, new artist. Cool. Let's check that out. And there's going to be a bunch of different Star Wars stories. By the way, that's going to happen on May 1st. So, yeah, and there's other stories also, other Star Wars stories. Here's one more Star Wars story. Marvel announces the Age of Resistance one-shot comics. Okay, here's where you get a good idea with a lucky break, and then you just beat the damn horse to death. We had Age of Rebellion, all right? And that was all these cool, older, the prequels characters, and they were all written by Jodie Houser. Jodie Houser has a very distinct writing style, and she's amazing, and she's a huge fan of Star Wars, so, you know, that helps. Look, all I'm going to say is this new stuff that they're doing, I'm not enjoying it. They're doing the stuff, you know, current day. I just don't need that. I didn't ask for that. I don't need that. Marvel's like, oh, you want some of this stuff? Okay, here's some more of this stuff. Now they're going to do Age of Resistance with the post-quill stuff, whatever, the future, the now stuff that they're doing, like Episode 10, all those characters. And again, all one-shots. I don't think it's going to work out for them. So it is what it is, man. Maybe it'll be the greatest thing ever. But I feel like you're just giving us a bunch of little one-shot stories that aren't really going to go anywhere, don't really mean anything. It's just establishing who the characters are. We already know who these characters are. You got to come up with amazing stories to be able to do that for me. Jodie Houser has done that almost consistently, time and again. She's done that. I don't know that all these other people are going to be doing that, or being capable of doing that also. I can be proved wrong, but for now, I never actually asked for this. And I don't think that there's enough people who have this kind of investment in these newer characters. Maybe I'd be interested in seeing one on Poe Dameron, but whatever. A bunch of people writing this stuff. G. Willow Wilson's going to be writing one book on, what is her name? Holdo, I think her name is. That shows you how much I cared about this character. I've got nothing against this character. Don't you dare get me wrong. But, oh yeah, they're going to be doing a Poe one-shot. So that's cool. Groneman is going to be doing that. You know what? Whatever. Who cares? What the heck? Tom Taylor and Leonard Kirk. Leonard Kirk is awesome. I've met him several times. He's too humble to even do an interview. I don't know if enough people actually care about who Leonard Kirk actually is for me to do an interview for the guy, but I think he's a wonderful gentleman, and I want to see more people getting into his artwork because he really is just that good. But yeah, these guys are gonna be doing a Captain Phasma story, and yeah, again, I'm sure it'll be drawn well. I'm sure it'll be an interesting story, but I just don't actually care enough for that. So what is this character? Yeah, Holo. Holdo. Also Maz and Maz Kanata and BB-8. I believe those are all going to be done by and who's this? Oh yeah. So Wilson, whatever. There's going to be a bunch of people doing this, but G. Willow Wilson is going to be doing the Holdo book, and she's saying that she's going to show us all where the what was it? The how you dye your hair in a galaxy far, far away. That's cute. That's cute. Again, I just don't know that I care. Maybe it'll turn out to be really interesting. It's not something that's flipping my lid, though. Just putting it that way. Let's look at some of these other stories coming out. There is only one coming out in May. All right, the other ones are all coming out in July. So in May, we get the Year of the Villain. This is going to be a huge DC thing. Except that it's not actually going to be huge. It's going to be a single 32-page one-shot that's going to take some of the stuff prior, and it's going to lead us into a whole bunch of stuff in the future. If you guys remember, the Rise of Leviathan stuff started in Action Comics number 1001. Batman, for his part, he's in a nightmare state right now. He's getting his butt handed to him by his nightmares, and I guess that Bane is doing this, or somebody's doing this. We don't know who, but that issue 68 just dropped this week. So next week, in a couple of weeks, we're going to get issue number 75, and that's going to start off the City of Bane story, where, hey, Bane is wreaking havoc, and he's kicking butt with all these other people going after Gotham, and Batman's nowhere to be found. Probably still having nightmares at the bottom of a freaking tank, but the point is, that's what's going to be happening soon. And this Bring On the Villains thing, the Year of the Villain, 32-page one-shot, that's going to feature stories for both. They're going to bring both these stories together for the most part. There will be a Bane story in here. The big story is apparently going to be Green Arrow and Batgirl trying to find out the identity of the guy in charge of Leviathan. There's also going to be a Batman Who Laughs story, a Cheetah story, and a Black Manta story. I'm looking forward to seeing all of those. Let's see. After that, we got like History of the Marvel Universe, issues number 1 through 6. So there's going to be 6 issues of this. Mark Waid is going to be writing it with Javier Rodriguez and Alvaro Lopez. It's going to take us from the Big Bang to the end of the Earth 616 universe so that we could see all this crazy stuff. And it's not just going to be like encyclopedic, they're saying. There's going to be a huge story there, as if somebody took an encyclopedia and made it into a story. Just saying. I'm down with that. I think all of us, for the most part, we love the Ed Piskor stuff that I was just talking about before, the X-Men Grand Design. I would love to see that with more characters. Absolutely. I've asked for it. I've called for it. So all of these here are coming out in July also. Excuse me, I forgot the Acts of Evil. It's going to be a Marvel event. That's also in July. That's coming up 2 months after the Year of the Villain. So Marvel is going to be doing their version of Year of the Villain, but it's going to be an event. And it sounds like it's going to be a bite off of Acts of Vengeance, right? So Acts of Evil. All right, cool, man. Cool. We saw Acts of Evil in one of those Donny Cates Thanos stories where he just went around and helped an old lady cross the street and made somebody late for work, and all of a sudden world peace wasn't achieved. It is what it is. So in July, there's going to be an Invisible Woman 5-issue limited series. Let's see. Mark Waid is going to be writing it, and Mattia D. Iulis and Adam Hughes is going to be on pencil, or going to be drawing it. So that's a killer team, man, writing art. That's going to be killer for a 5-issue Invisible Woman story. Hell yes, sign me up for that, baby. Sue Storm is no stranger to S.H.I.E.L.D. We just never knew that she actually had a true, genuine career as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. This is going to be a retcon. I'm down with that. Again, soft retcon, but nonetheless, that's awesome. I would love to see this. It might explain in some ways why she chose the power of invisibility. Anyhow, we've got Wolverine and Blade special also in July. It's going to be a one-shot, Wolverine versus Blade. Mark Guggenheim, who is going to be writing that. He's the guy currently co-developing the Arrow and the Legends of Tomorrow for DC for this on the CW network. Dave Wilkins is going to be doing the cover art. So Superman spin-offs in July, 2 of them. Both of them are going to be 12-issue maxi series. One of them will be Lois Lane. That's by Greg Rucka and Mike Perkins. They're going to be focusing on her exploits as an investigative journalist. Yes. Yes, that is perfect for her. And the other one they're going to be doing is called Superman's Pal, Jimmy Olsen. Now, maybe there'll be a first appearance of Darkseid in that. Go and look up first appearance of Darkseid, see what you come up with, and laugh with me. Matt Fraction and Larry Lieber, I'm sorry. Steve Lieber is going to be doing this. The Superman's Pal, Jimmy Olsen. That's cool, that's cool. Larry Lieber, of course, the surviving brother of Stan Lee. So, Loki, Daniel Kibblesmith and Oscar Basildoa will be doing those. Basildoa is currently doing Mr. and Mrs. X with Gail Simone. It's a beautifully drawn book, excellent book. So the art on this is obviously going to be good for Loki. That's kind of important because he should have a freaky kind of look. That said, Kibblesmith is going to be doing this. So I imagine that means that right away this is going to wind up being a comedy show. So it's going to be a comic comedy. Interesting. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. I really got turned off with the Deadpool Black Panther thing. Black Panther Deadpool thing. Get them right. That's cool because July and not too long after that is going to be the Loki story, which is basically going to be a what if kind of story that's going to exist on the Disney Plus streaming service. Cool, man. I'm down. Did I really get to all of them? Oh, son of a gun, I'm just that good. So yeah, that is, for the most part, everything. Whole lot of stuff coming out, going as far as July in the future. So July is going to be a hell of a month with a whole bunch of events, one-shots, and regular series. I don't think I'm getting any sleep then. I'm not getting any sleep now, so I'm definitely not going to get any sleep then. So, cool, baby. Cool, baby. And hopefully I'll be here for all of it. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.